Welcome back to the Jack Show. Today we will be discussing spiritual tools. But before we get into this video, I have to give my utmost thanks to my first two Patreon supporters, Bettina Beddix and Sammy Whammyful. Thank you so much for allowing these videos to exist. So check out my Patreon, there's some cool stuff up on there. I'm planning on putting up more, and help me get to $30 a month so that I can offset the cost of the Adobe Creative Suite. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the video now. There has never been a better time to get focused on your health. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys what has been working for me recently. So there are basically two main categories of tools that I will be describing here for you guys today. The first are physical tools, so basically supplements, crystals, fucking plants, that sort of thing. The second category are non-physical, so music, audiobooks, meditation frequencies. We're gonna get into it all for you guys today. So the first spiritual tool that I use every single day for the first hour or so of my day is a yoga mat. Yoga mat's a very versatile tool. You can do yoga, stretch, meditate, sit and chill. The most important part of physical health is your physical body. If you're not taking care of your physical body, then you can't be physically healthy. It's as simple as that. Great tool. I also really like using the yoga mat for meditation. Now, all you guys know that I'm a huge proponent of meditation. Well, I just want to reiterate, meditation is probably the #1 spiritual tool that I use to stay mentally fit and healthy. Meditation is kind of like spiritual lube. It just reduces the friction that comes with being a human being. So my second physical spiritual tool is mud water. Mud water. Basically they market it as like a coffee alternative. It has 1/7 the caffeine content of a cup of coffee. I honestly fucking love this shit. It's not addictive like coffee is, and you also don't feel like an absolute crackhead. You just kind of get a little extra energy boost. It just kind of gets the juices going in the mornings for me. It's super simple to make also. You just heat up some water, pour the powder into the water, and then I like to put a little bit of honey in there, mix it up, and it tastes great. Gas! That brings me to my next spiritual tool, which is sunlight. Do not fuck with me. Sunlight, very key. What I like to do is when I'm drinking my mud water, just sit in the sun for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, get the front, get the back. It purifies the body. Feels great. You get vitamin D, which is very important for fighting off malevolent viruses. Okay, moving on to Sheila Jeet. Sheila Jeet is fucking crazy, guys. Motherfuckers fucked. Somehow, the Sheila Jeet is now behind my... I don't know if any of you watch Naruto, but Sheila Jeet is basically, it's like a food pill. It's an exudate from high eastern mountain ranges, and it's basically compressed organic matter. There's some interesting science behind it. Also, It literally just feels like dropping a fucking chakra bomb into my like energy field. Like it literally is crazy. I don't know how else to describe it, but I get so much energy from these tiny little like tablets. It's crazy. They taste like shit. Also, make sure that you get your Shilajit from a factory that third-party tested for heavy metals, because sometimes Shilajit has heavy metals, which you don't want. So just make sure you get the third-party tested and you should be good. But this was literally like 15 bucks on Amazon, like, for fucking pure energy. My next supplement, ashwagandha. I just started taking this, so I honestly don't really know what the long-term effects are gonna look like, but so far it feels good. It feels like the Shilajit like boosts me up, and the ashwagandha like evens me out. Instead of just like a nuclear bomb just exploding and like going everywhere, this like turns me into more of like a nuclear reactor. It like purifies the energy, I guess. I also recommend a probiotic just for general gut health. My mom gets me this. It's called Ion Gut Health, and it's really expensive, but my mom buys it for me. Which, by the way, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm out of this, so if you could hook it up soon, that'd be nice. No pressure. I mean, I don't have the money to buy this shit right now. Next supplement is acacia fiber. And I don't take this every day, but when my stomach isn't feeling great, this really helps to just like get things moving, kind of. Cleans out the system, very important for gut health also. The gut is key, guys. And all these supplements really help your gut, especially mud water, honestly. It feels like it gets the pipes fucking, what I'm trying to say is that it evacuates my ass every morning that I take it. So it cleans out the whole system. Moving on to my next tool, which is sprouts. Sprouts are tremendously healthy. They actually have 40% more nutrients than just pure raw leafy greens, so you could eat about half as many and get the same amount of nutrients as you would eating spinach or something like that. Plus you can grow them at home. I actually grew these myself. It's pretty easy, but depends on your growing environment, but yeah, there's tons of tutorials online, so go check it out if you want to try to grow your own sprouts. It's honestly really rewarding because you really feel more connected with the food. Plus it's easy to grow, healthy, and they smell really good when they're growing, so like you get this like nice like organic effervescence in the kitchen, which just elevates the whole vibe anyways. So moving on to my next spiritual tool, which is a nice long walk. I mean, the science behind walking is indisputable at this point. I saw a tweet the other day, which I'll put here, opened my eyes to the benefits of walking, despite the fact that I've been a walker, you know, probably since I was 3 years old. I've been walking for, you know, probably 19 years so far. But intentionally walking is like different. Like I'll go on a walk now, just raw, like no phone, no headphones, no wallet, like go for like an hour, hour and a half walk. Sometimes run a little bit intermittently if I'm feeling frisky. If I've had my Shilajit that day, I'll usually, you know, toss on a few extra amps and get it moving a little bit. A nice long walk is literally so beautiful and peaceful, and just being able to take your time and, you know, think and just move your body, be present in nature. It is amazingly rewarding, and I like to go on a walk at least once a day. There's a graveyard near my house, which I like to sometimes walk in the mornings because it just reminds me that my body will eventually crumble into ash and dust once again, which is always a nice reminder when you're feeling stressed or anxious. So yeah, a nice walk is pretty unbeatable in terms of spiritual healing and growth. If you're feeling down, stagnant, sluggish, whenever I'm feeling like sluggish, I'll go for a nice walk, come back, reset. It kind of resets your whole like system. Yeah, it definitely makes me like a way more effective human being. My next spiritual tool is crystals. And I have 2 crystals, a quartz here, and then I also have a selenite, which is pretty cool. This one I actually found. I'm not really one of these motherfucking crystals kind of guys. I don't know if crystals really do a whole lot, but I did read on Pinterest that the crystalline structure of the rock holds vibratory patterns, so leaving it in the sun or charging them with an intention, apparently the crystal will hold that energy for you. Saw it on Pinterest. I don't know. It's still kind of interesting nonetheless, right? Plus, they also just look cool. I mean, they're fucking crystals. It's a translucent solid. Like, what? It's crazy. So crystals are cool. I don't think they're the end-all be-all of spirituality, but they are cool. I also have, on the subject of like spiritual objects, I have a little Buddha statue, which it's just a nice, loving, peaceful presence to have around. And besides that, I mean, it just elevates the vibes a little bit. Kind of cool to have. I got it for like $30 on Amazon. Okay, moving on to plants. Plants are great to just have around the house. I have 2 plants. I got a snake plant, and then I have a prosperity tree that's supposed to bring you prosperity and wealth. So hopefully that gets some Patreon supporters. But no, plants honestly are just a great like vibe. Don't get a fucking succulent or a cactus because they'll just die. I've literally had like 3, 4 maybe, and they all just died. Get a snake plant because they're honestly super resilient, and like I'm not a green thumb, like I don't know how to grow shit, so I literally like water this thing maybe like once a month. Okay, my next spiritual tool is a journal. I've always had somewhat of a journal since I was very young. I recently have been doing a lot more journaling. I have probably like 5 of these that are like full. It's great to write, it's great to get thoughts out, and sometimes I just literally just scribble around. It's like a nice little friend to have. I was thinking about this and I was like, wow, if I lived to be like 100, I could look back and read a journal entry from September 15th. 2021, which would just be cool to see, you know, the growth of my consciousness over time. So a journal has really helped me spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Okay, let's move on to the more esoteric spiritual tools. This is Organite. I would describe it as similar to a rock. Basically what it is a bunch of metal shavings compressed in a resin, and apparently the friction that's created by the hardening of the resin creates an electrical charge, which supposedly helps to mitigate the effects of EMF radiation, which has been defined as a carcinogen. So I also have a phone version, which is nice. I'm not trying to fry my sperm every day, so that hopefully my kids don't come out with 3 eyes. Organite, I'm not super sure on the science behind it, but it's just kind of cool to have around the house nonetheless. If there's some type of placebo effect there, that's great. They were like $5 on Etsy, so that's basically it for the physical manifestations of my spiritual tools. So now, I'd like to talk briefly about my non-physical techniques for creating a spiritual harmony. So my number 1 technique is audiobooks. I like to listen to audiobooks when I go on walks, as I drift off to sleep, in the car. And specifically, I like to listen to audiobooks that kind of uplift me spiritually. Like, I don't like to listen to, like, I'm listening to this book called The Sovereign Individual right now. To sum up the book, it basically argues that microprocessors will supplant the modern nation state. And so kind of heady shit, so I don't like to fall asleep to that. Right now I'm listening to The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Really good. And he just lulls me right to sleep, which is amazing, and I've listened to it like probably twice now, and so I don't feel bad about falling asleep to it, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm falling asleep to this audiobook, like I'm not really absorbing it, am I? But it knocks me the fuck out. So if you have trouble sleeping, try an audiobook perhaps, and they've helped me a ton. Aside from that, meditation frequency. In Meditation Monday this morning, someone asked, what do I do when I live in a house that's super loud and I'm trying to meditate? And I told her, look up meditation frequency on YouTube, throw it in your headphones, and you're good. I've honestly had some really transcendental experiences listening to meditation frequencies on YouTube while I meditate. Crazy ass shit. So I'll link maybe a few in the description if you want to check them out. But very helpful spiritual tool. Okay, another non-physical spiritual tool which I really enjoy is Pinterest. I know what you guys are probably thinking. Pinterest? Isn't that for like Gen X moms trying to do interior design? Yes, but it also has probably the most powerful visual algorithm that I've come across on the internet. And once it starts to learn your tastes, literally I've been put on. Like, I have been put the fuck on by Pinterest. A lot of great poetry on Pinterest. Great art. Super cool like digital art. Cool stuff on Pinterest. A lot of great spiritual stuff. I want to do like a whole video on my Pinterest board, so if you guys would be interested in that, drop a comment and maybe I'll make it. Okay, this one is actually a physical tool, but just a nice deep breath. Unfucking beatable. Ungoddamn beatable. Okay, this is another physical one. Fasting. Fasting is very powerful. If you think about it, back in our hunter-gatherer days, we were not just waking up and eating fucking 4 eggs and some sausages. We had to go work, and we had to go like run 3 miles and like get that food before we could eat. Like, we weren't just waking up to a continental breakfast. So I don't eat breakfast anymore. I haven't been eating breakfast for probably like 6 months, and it's probably doubled my productivity, maybe tripled. I'm literally a weapon in the morning off some mud water. Sheila G. I'm literally a fucking nuclear missile. I can just get shit done. You save time, you save money, and you save the extra effort of having to make a third meal. To make up for that, I just eat like a really big lunch, really big dinner. But I pretty much only eat from like 12 to 8 p.m. It's basically just intermittent fasting, but really works for me. Quick pro tip too: fluoride-free toothpaste, aluminum-free deodorant. Okay guys, that's about it. All of these like supplements and stuff have really helped me just move through this life with more grace and ease. So I hope that maybe you give them a try. Maybe they'll help you. But yeah, thanks for pulling up to Jacksoni's Spiritual Hours. Oh, I have an announcement. I was in fucking Meditation Monday today talking to the Meditation Monday squad, and I was like, guys, would you be interested in listening to a monthly mixtape of music that I curate? And they were like, fuck yeah. So I'm going to be doing a monthly mixtape, probably like 5 to 10 songs a month, maybe every 2 months, depending on if I find a good amount of music. Yeah, it could just be like a cool little cultural moment for us, you know. A monthly mixtape, Meditation Mondays. Pull up to Meditation Mondays. We got a great squad over there. Pull up to my Discord. My Discord is lit, and follow me on Twitter so that you can see my digital artistic progress that I'm documenting on Twitter. If you guys have any other spiritual tools that you use, I would be interested in hearing about them, so drop a comment below and let me know what you guys are doing. Peace and love, everybody.